On this video, we're going to talk about the recent interest rates and how they affect technology stocks and cryptocurrencies like Algorand, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. We'll break down the sectors that have been performing really well and those that have not been performing well. Then we'll talk more about how the interest rates are changing the dynamics. The Federal Reserve made its biggest cut to the benchmark rate in 16 years on Wednesday, reducing the benchmark rate by 50 basis points. The first rate cut in 4 years bring the benchmark rate to a range of 4.75 to 5%. That is very big and it affects the market. So when the Fed has high rates, as we've seen in like 2022 and going up, when rates are high, it's expensive to borrow money, expensive to buy houses and things of that nature. So a lot of people are not making investments. When we've seen and during COVID, interest rates are at 0%, 1%, 2%. Everyone was buying everything. Stocks were going crazy. Crypto was going crazy. Housing, building, everything was going crazy. Then that changes when the rates are really high. So if we go look at the QQQ right now, which is the NASDAQ technology sector, this line here is July of this year, and we were at the peak of the market. The buyers, we can say, were exhausted. Everyone bought as much as they could, and now people are like, hey, crash, something has to happen. We need to see rates. We need to see something change in order for the stocks to continue to go up, and as well as cryptocurrency. So we're going to point out a few things. QQQ been on a downtrend, still kind of is since the peak of July. Then we go to XLK, which is the ETF for technology, same situation, down. And then we look at SMH, the semiconductors, is also on a downtrend. That's the NVIDIAs, the AMDs, the AVGOs, and whatnot. And we look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, similar, but a little bit different. Right here at this white line, again, the recent peak, other than the all-time high, which was a few months back, the recent peak of this white line is also in line with QQQ, XLK, and SMH. And you go to Ethereum. Ethereum was in about June, was the peak high of this cycle, and it's been on the downtrend ever since. And that right there shows you that most of the main technology sectors, when it was a high interest rate environment, has been going down since its peak of July. Things have not been looking good, but there have been sectors that have been doing really well. So if we look at consumer staples, and that's the Costco's, the Walmarts, things of that nature, ever since those July peaks when QQQ, technology, Bitcoin, everything was heading down, the money rotated somewhere. And the money has rotated into consumer staples. It has also rotated into real estate. Real estate, as you see, has been going crazy. And utilities is another great example of when everything has changed, the money has rotated out into another sector, as well as gold. Gold has been doing really well since July. If we go back into what the Fed was saying on the 18th, right? The Fed has changed the game, and now the market was like, okay, we bullish. You've seen it on crypto Twitter. They talking about everything is going back up. We back in the bull market. So if we go over to here, XLK, technology sector, this white line, on about the 11th, it was already starting to get priced in that the Fed was lowering the interest rates by 50 basis points. And you started seeing some bullish momentum in this last week or several days. Here on SMH as well, nice green candles bouncing off of the 200 SMA, headed back to the upside. Got momentum on Bitcoin after the Fed has made the announcement on the 18th that day. Bitcoin's been on a nice uptrend, now battling the 200 SMA. Ethereum also in the same situation, as well as Algorand. Zoom in a little bit more, even Algorand is now above the 10 SMA and it's starting to look a little bit more bullish than it was. When the Fed changes the money dynamics, people start to invest in risk-on assets like technology and cryptocurrencies. We're going to continue to watch and dive in. Leave a comment if you have any questions about what I'm talking about here, and make sure y'all tap in with me on the next video. Peace.